Welcome. In this video, we're taking a look at this Acer 4-in-1 USB AC Ethernet adapter. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon. And if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So let's get this open. Here we have a warranty card, another warranty card, and the manual. Let's take a quick look at it. So here's a product overview. So this can plug into USB-A or USB-C. It supports USB 3.1 Gen 1. It has an RJ45 Ethernet jack that supports Gigabit networking. This is compatible with Mac OS, Windows, Chrome OS, Linux, Galaxy Tab Pro. So it supports a whole gamut of devices. It says if you're using Windows 7 or XP, you need to install a driver. Okay, so let's look at this. So this feels like aluminum here. We have the Ethernet port in the end, and we have 3 USB-A ports there. They're all USB 3.0 or 3.1. On this end, we have a USB-A plug, and we have an adapter for USB-A to USB-C. So you can use this in a newer MacBook or Chromebook, Surface, or you can pull this off and use it on legacy equipment. So let's test this out on my laptop. So this is my early 2015 MacBook Pro. Let's plug the hub in to the USB-A port. So I'm currently on Wi-Fi. Let's plug some Ethernet in here. So that looks like it's connected up. So I'm going to open up a speed test. So this speed test is hosted on my network. So we should get near gigabit speeds out of this. Okay, so we got 892 down and 797 up. Let me try a different one. Okay, so these are two different servers I have running open speed test on my network. And when you're testing something like this, you really want to test it on your own network. You don't want to use an exterior speed test because that can enter in different variables. So this is testing my LAN speed. So on the first server, we got 892 down. On the second one, we got 945 down. On the first one, we got 797 up. Second one, we got 740 up. So we're pretty close to gigabit speeds, especially on the download. Now you're never going to get exactly 1000 because there's always going to be different overhead and such. There's a little bit of headroom left on that upload speed. So it's hard to say if that's the adapter or the computer that's causing that. I'll probably test this with another computer and see how the results are on it. So now let's plug in a USB 3 flash drive. This is a Samsung Bar 128 gig. I'll open up Blackmagic Speed Test. I'll choose the flash drive, and this is formatted as FAT32, so let's start this. Okay, so that failed. I'm going to reformat this. Okay, so I changed that to exFAT. Make sure it's still selected. Let's try that again. Okay, so we got around 60 megabytes per second write and 370 megabytes per second read. I'm going to eject this. I'll plug that directly into the laptop, and let's see what the port would get without the hub. So I'm getting similar results plugging directly into the laptop as I am using the hub. Now, for some reason, we got an error when it was using FAT32. When I switched it to exFAT, it worked better. You typically wouldn't want to use FAT32 on a drive this size unless you had to. So let's pull that back out, plug it back into the hub. And let's try another device here. I have a USB mouse, has a dongle. I can plug that in here. And the mouse is working. And here I have a USB webcam, and we'll plug it in. And here this camera is working now. Privacy lens on. So we're using this hub plugged in with one USB port to power a flash drive, mouse dongle, and webcam, and we also have network plugged into it. Now this laptop does not have a native network adapter, so you have to plug one in using one of the USB ports. Now if you do that, it takes up your port. Using an adapter like this allows you to add Ethernet, but still have your USB ports. So let's try this out on a PC next. Okay, so here's the back of my Windows 10 PC. Now I do have Ethernet on this, but I'm just doing this for demonstration. Now this does have a USB-C port, so I'll use the adapter and I'll plug into it if I can get to it. Okay, Windows just recognized it, so I'll plug into Ethernet. So here we have the Windows desktop. So let's run a speed test. Okay, so we got 984 down and 995 up. So we're getting a little bit slower speeds on that Mac. That is an older Mac, and the speeds it put up were very usable. But on this PC, we're getting a little bit closer to gigabit. Now I just plugged this in and it automatically worked. I didn't have to install any drivers. So that was the Acer 3-in-1 USB hub with Ethernet adapter. I really love the freedom of Wi-Fi, but when I'm at a desk, if I have Ethernet available, I'll use it. It's just so much faster and more reliable. A lot of newer computers don't come with Ethernet built in, so this adapter is a way to add Ethernet to the computer. Of course, the downside is you're taking up a USB port, but with this, you have 3 more ports here. So you lose one on your computer, you gain 3 here. So this gives you 2 more ports than you would have on your computer because you're using one to power this. So on these modern laptops, you can almost even use this like a dock. You can have your Ethernet plugged in here. You could have a keyboard mouse plugged in. You could have a printer plugged in. So you put your laptop on your desk, you plug this in, you can connect to all your peripherals with just one plug. And then when you're ready to leave, you unplug one thing and you're on your way and you can just leave this on your desk. Of course, you can also just take this and pack it in your laptop bag. It doesn't take much room. Now I got very close to gigabit speeds on my old Mac, and then on my PC, I got the gigabit speeds I was expecting. And as I said, you're not going to get exactly to 1 gigabit, but that's the speed I would expect to get out of a gigabit adapter. Now with the newer Mac, I'm expecting this will get similar speeds to that PC. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.